your house long enough to make the 9-minute drive from your attic to my attic?
Well, if it was really 9 minutes, I would do it, but it's more like 21 minutes. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls.
Stop it.
In today's episode, Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau win, Sha'Carri Richardson gets passed over, and Roger Federer goes out. But we begin today with Phoenix rather easily beating Milwaukee last night in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, even with Giannis Antetokounmpo playing 35 minutes and playing well. Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined for 59 points and 15 assists. It's the fourth straight time in these playoffs that the Suns have won Game 1. Wilbon, is Chris Paul a problem that the Bucks can solve?
Tony, I don't know about solve, but they got to do better. They have to do better than that. They can't put these bigs out there. PJ Tucker, who's fabulous against bigger guys, and Brook Lopez, who's a fine defender, particularly at the rim, and Bobby Portis, who should have been playing on Kevin Durant a little more than he was, like at all. But Tony, they can't guard Chris Paul. And, you know, I talk about all the time how the dumb things that the Bucks do and how I don't understand what they're doing one night to the next. So this is one where, forget about my opinion. I'm watching with Isaiah Lord Thomas and Avery Johnson. I sat between two great cerebral point guards last night. And they are pointing out to me how insane these defensive switches are and how Chris Paul is going to hunt them and abuse them. And in live time, before each thing happened, I look at each one of them and go, my God, you guys still could be playing this game in terms of mentally, and they know what Chris Paul's going to do. So Milwaukee's got to figure out something, and they can't have those guys switching off onto Chris Paul. Will Coach Bud and Milwaukee do that? They'll be better. They'll be better. Are they going to solve Chris Paul? I don't see that.
Yeah, so as I sat here and I told you yesterday, I thought that Phoenix is the legitimate and justifiable favorite in the series, whether or not Antetokounmpo plays. And I think that this largely has to do, for me, with Chris Paul. Game 1 is the easiest game to dismiss. You know, you don't win the series in Game 1, but Chris Paul has been great in the playoffs so far, and I'm going to give you a couple of numbers that I'm sure you're aware of. In his last 2 games, he has 72 points. One in a closeout game against the Clippers and one in a Game 1 of the NBA Finals where he has never been before. That equals the most points he has ever had in 2 consecutive games, playoff or not playoff. Okay, and these are playoff games. It feels to me like Chris Paul is smelling a ring. It really does. A couple of more numbers, Mike, in those 2 games. Okay. 28 of 43 from the field, that's 65.1%. 11 of 15 from 3, that's 73%. 17 assists and 2 turnovers, just 2 turnovers. So if Chris Paul has that kind of series, Milwaukee cannot beat them.
It's hard. They cannot. You're right. And it's hard to keep that pace. And, Tony, we know how these series go, the rhyme and the reason. It goes back and forth. And as you pointed out, Game 1, you know, if you're Milwaukee, you've got to dismiss that. Tony, here's why they got to feel encouraged. Antetokounmpo wasn't just pretty good on a knee that he thought he was going to miss the year, that he thought he was going to miss the next year when he landed. He said that. So now you've got, his teammates have looked at him and thought, oh, my God, Giannis is pretty good. We don't have to wait until next Sunday and get home and see if he's okay. He's going to be okay. That bodes well for Milwaukee, and these things go back and forth. But, yeah, look, Chris Paul, Tony, he's wanted this his whole life. He got this. He's been on this stage. The last 2 games, he's been completely unstoppable. But Milwaukee better do something smarter than switch it. You can't have this. I mean, it's not debatable. And Milwaukee does weird things, Tony, so we'll see what they do tomorrow. While the NBA Finals extended a little past your bedtime, or way past. I know you watched a ton of that exhibition golf last night.
I did.
The pairing of Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers beat Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. 3-2 in the 4th version of the match. A subplot to the competition involved what Rodgers might say about his status with the Packers, which has consisted of last night of we'll see, which is nothing. Tone, what did you take away then from last night's exhibition?
So I watched a lot of it. It was on for about 3 or 4 hours in my house. I watched it into the beginning of the NBA game. The first takeaway that I have is that Phil Mickelson, as he's been for the last 4 or 5 years, is in the Phil Mickelson business. He is now packaging 4-ball events. He's selling them to any network that will buy them, and he agrees to talk all the way through, which is his new job. His new job is going to be roving at large. Yes,
he's
roving at large golf commentary. And what he's going to say to any network out there, because he's better than anybody else on TV at this, he's going to say, if you want me for Sunday, here's my rate. It's higher than Thursday. If you want me for the weekend, here's my rate. If you want me for 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours, here's my rate. I will tell you that I thought that Charles Barkley had 2 great lines last night. At one point, he's talking to Tom Brady, and he says, Tom Brady, you're a pretty man. And it was just fabulous that he said that. And at another point, he's listening to DeChambeau and Phil get real geeky about a particular shot, how far away it is, how much of a launch angle they want, how much do they want to spin it back to get underneath the hole for an uphill putt, what is the slope they want to hit, what is the curvature of the moon. And Charles, and I want to get this quote right, Charles says, can you imagine going on a long car ride with those 2 guys? And he had it completely right, because nobody would want to do that. I will tell you that the Rodgers thing, I know you are dismissive of it, as am I. But Mike, if you watched it last night, the last thing on earth you would think is that Aaron Rodgers is going to quarterback the Packers next year. It's the last thing. And in fact, Phil and Brady took a shot at him. Phil at one point said to Brady on a particular shot, this is the 4th quarter. We need a touchdown. We're not going for a field goal. And Mike, you know exactly what they were referring to with Aaron Rodgers at that point.
There's only 2 things I cared about. One is the beauty of that golf course. This is why you have to get the hell out of the mid-Atlantic and venture west, young man. Go west. Have you ever played a more beautiful golf course than that? No, I'm going to answer for you because you played them all. I mean,
it was gorgeous.
It's stunning. Gorgeous. The views from I cared about that. I don't care about this story, even though I love Aaron Rodgers and he continues to be probably my favorite quarterback. I don't care about that story. That story's gone nowhere. They can talk about it on every network and ESPN2 every day at this hour and this show and that show, and the story hasn't moved. It doesn't mean a damn thing.
Let me give you the lasting visual memory
let me give my
of that
last
match
sentence.
last night.
Let me give you my only sentence that matters. Charles Barkley, get out of there, get out of the exhibition golf, and get to the desert where people love you. People last night are going, what is Charles doing in Montana? The finals are here. Right. Charles Barkley is basketball in Arizona.
People at a basketball gym are wondering where Charles is. People watching the golf are grateful that Charles is there. The lasting visual memory of that match last night was Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady throwing a football to each other at some point, zipping it, really slinging it, and having no problem catching it. And I sat there in front of the TV and I said, please, God, bring football back soon. Sha'Carri Richardson will not run in Tokyo.
You're such a
USA Track and Field left her off the roster for the relay, saying she violated the anti-doping rules. And even though the rule may be antiquated regarding marijuana, it's the rule. And that changing it now would be unfair to the others in the trials. Wilbon, do you agree?
Tony, I don't know. I mean, this story has me in 2 places. I mean, first of all, there's some rules that are antiquated. Yes, I think I agree the rule is antiquated. But as she says, almost matter of factly, she knew the rule. She understands it. I mean, we know the rule. Should the rule still be there? No, no, because the country has spoken and continues to speak about this state by state, saying we're not having this anymore. It's not going to be illegal. And so once the United States of America, state by state, says this, then, USADA and WADA and all these agencies, then they need to get with the program. But we've seen this in the NBA with the protocol for COVID. And they haven't changed their rules to match what the CDC has said most recently. And so sports get into these situations where they're trying to figure out what to do. I don't know what the track and field athletes as a group do. I have covered those trials in my time. And when you're around them, you can ask them individually, as you have, what do you think of this? Yes. What about this suspension? How do you feel? We don't know that. Not like we usually do. But Tone, I'm not going to stump and crusade and say she had to be on the team. But I think the rule is antiquated.
So let me say that I want to see her run.
Right.
She's extremely fast. She's got a great look. She's a star. You know, at the moment you see her, she's a star, and this is a television show. And I am surprised that USA Track and Field left her off when they had the opportunity to put her in the relay. I am surprised. But to your first point, she stood up immediately and she said, I knew what I was doing when I broke the rule, and I broke the rule, so I'm going to focus on the future. If they let me in, they let me in, but I broke the rule. She took complete responsibility for it. And as we both know, this is not a rule buried on page 37. This is a page 1 rule. No. Everybody knows this rule. My problem overall is that it is a rule and it is not the law. Okay, the law, as you point out, varies from state to state, including the state in which she consumed marijuana, Oregon, where it is legal for her to do it. But she cannot seek redress from the courts because it's not a law. It's a rule. Right. There's no due process that she can ask for. So much like you, I am conflicted. I want to see her run, but
I agree. Of course I do.
But I get it. I get it. So, all right, we move on. If prompter comes up, let's take a break. Still to come, will the Lightning wrap up the Stanley Cup tonight?
Are you allowed contractually to talk about hockey when you're shilling for the Shield? I just wonder about that. Juan Lagares made a terrific catch last night. But Billy Hamilton, he might have made a better one. Toss up. It's next. If Tony can go on with the show and not talk about the league.
Nobody but Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Love to watch him throw the football. Love to watch him play golf. Love it.
Pardon the Interruption is brought to you by Marvel Studios' Black Widow. Experience it in theaters or on Disney Plus with Premier Access this Friday.
When you order Domino's carry-out, get 3 topping pizzas for $7.99 each and choose Domino's Carside Delivery. Check in when you arrive and we guarantee we'll be headed out the door less than 2 minutes after your order is ready, or your next pizza is free. We'll deliver fast through rain, snow, wind. But if anything slows us down, we'll give you a free pizza next time. Choose Domino's Carside Delivery and put our 2-minute guarantee to the test.
You guys ever tried one of these bars made over at Right Twix?
Why? Our special cookie is cascaded with caramel and cloaked in chocolate.
Never wondered?
Try both. Pick a side. Twix.
There's an America we build and one we discover. One that's been tamed and one that's forever wild. But freedom means you don't have to choose just one adventure. You get both. Introducing the wildly civilized, all-new 3-row Jeep Grand Cherokee L.
We are thrilled. We finally found our dream home in the mountains.
Views are great. The air is fresh. It is bear country, though.
Hey, boo-boo, we hit the jackpot.
Bear.
Look, corn on the cob.
Ooh, chicken. Don't mind if I do.
You're hungry.
T-bone. That's what I call a smorgasbord.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
They do save us a ton of money.
We'll take the cobbler to go.
Good idea, Yogi.
Now I'm smarter than the average bear.
They're gone, Dad.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected. But somehow alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling. United by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
Right now is a great time to buy a new home. So what can give you a competitive edge? Rocket can. A verified approval from Rocket Mortgage helps your offer stand out. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid verification of your income, assets, and credit, giving sellers greater confidence in you and your offer. So when you need the speed, ease, and confidence to buy the home that's right for you, Rocket can. Visit rocketmortgage.com or call us today. Rocket.
That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, you're shot down in May. I know I'm gonna...
If what's coming between you and a new grill are the words, some assembly required, come to Ace. Because Ace now offers free assembly and delivery. So get a Traeger wood pellet grill, a Weber gas grill, or a Big Green Egg charcoal grill. You won't find these premium brands and service at a warehouse store, only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their grills. Right now, get free assembly and delivery on your new grill.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When you need hot or cold therapy for strained or injured muscles, don't give up your freedom to get your therapy. Get that healing feeling with CopperFit Mobile Rapid Relief Wraps. Hot or cold therapy wraps that strap in place and stay in place so you can do what you want while getting the therapy you need.
This is the best solution for icing and heating that I've ever found.
Get that healing feeling with CopperFit Rapid Relief Wraps. Find the entire line of CopperFit Rapid Relief Mobile Wraps now in Walmart Pharmacy.
Another one.
Giannis is a go tonight.
Mama, there goes that man.
Shake and bake, jumper, it's good! Up inside, blocked by Antetokounmpo! Paul for three, bang!
Game 2 is the biggest game of the season. Now it's time to get to it.
Sit down. Be thankful.
Bucks Suns, tomorrow on ABC.
It's time for toss-up. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, claims victory, and hopes someone adds it to his Wikipedia page to make his empty pronouncement seem historically significant to future generations. What's first?
Toss-up. Who you got in tonight's Game 5? The Canadiens or the Lightning?
Get to it in a second. I've got an update from Mayor Jane Castor in Tampa. You remember she ran her yap about how she wanted Montreal to win Game 4 so that Tampa could clinch at home in Game 5. She's walking it back. She says, and I quote, "I never wish they lost, and lesson learned, don't try to be funny when you're the mayor or about sports." Okay, except that she actually did say that, which is why you and I are both rooting for Montreal.
Own it.
Two small facts. No home team has hoisted the cup since 2015. But a more significant fact, Mike, Tampa Bay in the last 2 postseasons, after a loss, they're 14-0. That's remarkable.
Yeah, Tampa. I mean, look, Tony, Tampa's going to win. I'm rooting for Montreal. This would be great if Montreal could go back, the Canadiens could go back and have Game 6 in Montreal. That would be so cool. But, it's not going to happen. This is a 5-1 game where they scored, twice early on Carey Price, and it's 2-0. You can see, we've seen this a million times. And you know what? You and I, who hate the notion of hockey in the Sun Belt, we do. I mean, they don't need a team out here either. We're going to have to eat it on Tampa. We're both going to have to eat it because they're going to win again.
Next.
Toss-up, better catch from last night. Juan Lagares or Billy Hamilton?
All right, let's watch Lagares catch first. He goes over the wall in right center. He brings back a 2-run home run by Xander Bogaerts that would have tied the score. It's a very dramatic moment. It keeps Shohei Ohtani as the winning pitcher. He goes 7 innings. He gives up 5 hits and 2 earned. It's a big play for him.
Not as good as this one.
No, it's not a great catch. It's a good catch. Billy Hamilton's catch lacks drama. The White Sox are ahead by a lot, but watch this. He dives, he lays out, he slides 10 feet on the track in the mud. It is a better catch, a harder catch, a greater catch.
There is no question about this. He's running through a couple of inches of water on the way to the ball. He knows what's going to happen on that warning track. And still, first of all, you got the gravel, which is now gravel and mud, and it's going to burn, most people burn your chest hair off. And then he face plants in this. That catch that's an all-time catch. People go over the wall every night in Major League Baseball.
That's right.
They don't face plant in 3 inches of mud. Billy Hamilton.
One catch is more dramatic. The other catch is more meaningful, and that's it. A victory for the ages for me, Tony Kornheiser. Let's take one last break. Still to come, a major upset at Wimbledon.
Man, that was some. I know what you're referring to. Fernando Tatis Jr. Again for Fernando Tatis Jr. The plays keep coming.
2 nights in a row, he makes a great play. He made a great play. Yeah,
most exciting player
and it's
to
against
watch.
my team.
New on SportsCenter right after PTI. A full assessment of Game 1 of the NBA Finals, featuring Chris Paul's opening night statement and the blueprint for Giannis to bounce back in Game 2. Plus, the must-see moments and fallout from Roger Federer's historic upset at Wimbledon today. and examining Conor McGregor at a crossroads heading into Saturday night's trilogy at UFC 264. SportsCenter right after PTI.
I'm always looking to make history every single day.
Let's go! It's time! This is the fight that settles it all.
Doug.
So then I said to him, you ought to customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so you only pay for what you need.
Doug, can we talk about something other than work? It's the weekend.
Yeah. Hot dog or chicken?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When Grandma suggested cookies, Kyle wasn't expecting the new Nestle Toll House Chocolate Chip Cookie Blizzard. Soft-baked chocolate chip cookies and world-famous DQ saucer, all in one treat. The good times roll when these two get together, just like G-Ma and her G-Son. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Oh, it's your thing. Do what you want to do.
Shareholders are very happy.
Oh, it's your thing. Do what you want to do.
Welcome the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
When you order carry-out, choose Domino's Carside Delivery. Check in when you arrive, and we guarantee we'll be headed out the door less than 2 minutes after your order is ready. If anything slows us down, your next pizza is free. Choose Domino's Carside Delivery and put our new 2-minute guarantee to the test.
At Tommy John, we believe you deserve the most comfortable underwear. And breathable, supportive, lightweight stretch fabrics for the perfect fit on every guy. We believe in can't believe they never thought of that designs, like our Stay Put waistband and the horizontal quick draw fly. We believe the daily grind should only be in your coffee cup, not in your underwear. Plus, we guarantee no wedgies. No adjustment needed. Feeling is believing. So upgrade now and get 20% off your first order at TommyJohn.com with this code.
Together, committed to helping preserve what makes the outdoors worth exploring.
It's funny how you can order the same thing from childhood all the way to adulthood. The only difference is, somewhere along the way, your McNuggets become the side order instead of the whole meal. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
After 1 month, the greatest is yet to come.
Party time in London. Fantastic goal. Can you believe?
Only one question remains. Who is the greatest of Europe? The Euro 2020 final, Sunday at 3 on ESPN. Give us the Derby Sluggers, Coors Field in the Mile High City, and let them fly.
Go. Give us a show for the ages.
The 2021 T-Mobile Home Run Derby, Monday on ESPN.
Green Acres is the place to be.
One thing I miss about sitcoms was the theme song.
Who can turn the world on with her smile?
Lady Godiva was a freedom rider.
History of the Sitcom premieres Sunday night at 9.
Does scrubbing grease and food feel like a workout? Scrub less with Dawn Platinum. Its superior formula breaks down and removes up to 99% of tough grease and food residue faster, so you can scrub less. Dawn Platinum is also a go-to grease cleaner for your sink, your kitchen, and to pre-treat grease on laundry. Dawn's even gentle enough to clean wildlife. Tackle grease wherever it shows up. Dawn Platinum. Scrub less, save more with Dawn.
There is a better place for all of us. Oregon.
Awesome is this?
Stick your hands up where the sun don't shine.
Stick my hands up my butt?
What? That is what you said. It's my first time sticking somebody up. I'm very nervous.
Miracle Workers, Oregon Trail. Premieres July 13th on TBS.
Happy time, people. Happy 49th birthday, Lisa Leslie. The much-decorated center has had our number 33 retired by USC and our number 9 retired by the Los Angeles Sparks. Even more of an honor, Leslie was elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame. She played her entire WNBA career from 1997 to 2009 for the Sparks. Leslie took off the 2007 season while pregnant with her daughter Lauren, then came back for the 2008 season. Leslie is a 2-time WNBA champ, a two-time WNBA Finals MVP, a three-time WNBA MVP, an eight-time first-team All-WNBA player, and a four-time Olympic gold medalist. Since retiring as a player, Leslie has worked as a commentator and an analyst for NBC, ABC, and Fox, and she has been a studio analyst for Orlando Magic games.
Tony, you and I often talk about GOATs in every sport, and on the very, very, very short list of greatest women's basketball players ever of all time anywhere, Lisa Leslie's on that list. I saw her a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, I guess, the Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm sort of in awe whenever I see Lisa Leslie, a charismatic person, a great player, and it's great to see her in media now.
Yeah, I mean, she's on the list. I mean, for me, Taurasi's on the top of the list, but she's on the list. Happy anniversary, Boris Becker. On this day 36 years ago, the 17-year-old West German became the youngest player and the first unseeded player to win the men's draw at Wimbledon, beating big-serving Kevin Curran in the final. I remember this because I was there. Becker was amazingly athletic and acrobatic. He spent as much time falling on the grass courts as running on them. Becker was thick, too, and strong at 6'3", 190. Had he been born in the United States, there's no way he'd have become a tennis player. Some high school football coach would have looked at him and said, "Son, grab this helmet, you're my tight end." On the way to beating Curran, the 8th seed, Becker beat Anders Jared, the 5, Tim Mayotte, the 16, and Joachim Nystrom, the 7. Becker won 3 Wimbledons, 2 Australian Opens, and 1 U.S. Open.
Tony, I'm going to say linebacker, not tight end. I mean, Becker is the only tennis player I can think of that I would describe as rambunctious. I mean, he was just powerful. You wouldn't want to waste all that. I know tight end position today, these guys are great. Linebacker, because Becker would have wanted to destroy somebody, and he probably could have.
Really thick. Happy trails, Starlin Castro. It's the top of the second in a scoreless game last night, Nats and Padres. Castro's on second, and he's going to score on Yan Gomes' hard shot to the left field corner. But Fernando Tatis Jr. gets the cutoff throw and guns it perfectly on one hop to the catcher, and Castro is dead meat at the plate. Tatis threw that ball 98.5 miles an hour. And if you think that was a good play, here's another one by Tatis from the night before. It's the top of the 8th. The Nats are up 6-5. They have a runner on second. Ryan Zimmerman kills a pitch. It's going to be a gapper. It's going to score that runner. But Tatis leaps up and catches it. He's got to be 12 feet in the air, Wilbon, and he uses a dolphin kick to propel even higher. He's the most exciting player in the National League.
He's the most exciting player in baseball, with all due respect to the bomber and ace on the California Golden Angels, or whatever they're calling themselves these days. Tatis is the most exciting, Tony, because no one can do the things he can do all over the field. You can go back to Ricky Henderson. You can go back to Jackie Robinson if you want. Tatis, excitement. He is Mr. Excitement.
Tremendous that you confused the Angels with the California Golden Seals from 40 years ago. Tremendous.
Weren't they called the Golden Angels at once? Suns
reserve big man Dario Saric tore his ACL last night. He is out for the season. Let's go to the big finish if we could. Roger Federer lost in the Wimbledon quarters in straight sets. Your thoughts?
Tony, I watched this. He got a beat down. We're not used to seeing Roger Federer like this. He's a month from turning 40. It's just time. He's not Roger Federer anymore. It's okay. He's the GOAT for a minute and a half right now. The White Sox designated Adam Eaton for assignment. Are you surprised at that?
He's not batting at all, but he was terrific with the Nationals. He was part of the World Series. He was really a good player here. The Cubs lost their 11th straight, but Jake Arrieta says he's not even close to finish. Do you agree?
Couldn't go get 2 innings last night, Tone. It's hard to agree with that. Brazil and Argentina going to meet in Saturday night's Copa America final. Is that a big deal?
Certainly a big deal in South America. These teams are World Cup champions. They're the best 2 teams there. Last one, Jacob deGrom won 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, and a Mets win this afternoon. His ERA up to 108.